We have this article from the Independent. Finally, someone's coming out and telling these anti-vaxxers, these crazy anti-vaxxers, to wake the fuck up, because they're doing no good. Doing no good to the community. In small writing here, doctors reveal how they feel about anti-vaxxers, those terrible people. This is what we do about anti-vaxxers. No job, no entry, no NHS access. Exactly, I agree. That's what we should be doing to these crazy anti-vaxxers. And you can see this guy here, Sean O'Grady. You know, this guy here. You're going to take his word for it. He's well, you know, yeah, he's just a great man, and he's fully knowledgeable on this issue, and he knows all about anti-vaxxers. And yeah, we've got to listen to what this guy says. Being coughed on by someone with coronavirus is not my idea of freedom. Those refusing a Vaseline must face the consequences. The rest of us have rights too, including the right to life. That's right. You've got the right to life. You've got the right to tell anyone, everyone, to take the Vaseline. And as you know, everyone that doesn't take the Vaseline was walking around coughing all over everyone. And that can't be had. We just can't have that, can we? What shall we do about the anti-vaxxers? A presumptuous question. I know, because they're human beings. I wouldn't even call them human beings. These anti-vaxxers, I wouldn't call them human beings. They are terrible people. Same as the majority of the population who choose to take the BS19 Vaseline. And we're all entitled to do what we will or won't with our own bodies. We all agree to that, don't we? But that time has come when the hard choices are looming closer. If we don't want this COVID crisis to last forever, we need some new simple guidelines. No jab, no job, no jab, no access to NHS healthcare. No jab, no state education for your kids. No jab, no access to pubs, restaurants, theatres, cinemas, stadiums. No jab, no entry to the UK, and much else. Is there much else to that? Well, anyway, I reckon, that's not harsh enough. These terrible anti-vaxxers, they should be locked away. Locked away and the keys thrown, even if it's not in the prison, in their own homes. Don't let them out. Don't let them out until they get the jab. Who wants their grandma? I mean, we have to look after our grandmas. We cannot go around without being Vaseline, because it's too much of a risk for our grandma. Who wants their grandma looked after by someone with coronavirus, or teaching in a school full of kids sneezing, sorry, cough, sneezing the Indian variant everywhere, and who knows how many variants there will be. We've had a few so far. We've had the Brazilian, we've had the South African, we've had the Indian. What's next? They're going to just keep popping up everywhere. Or to watch a football game with someone coughing their viral load all over you. Yes, yes, everyone's coughing. Everywhere you go today, everyone's just coughing, sneezing, coughing. Yep, never seen anything like it. That's not my idea of freedom. Society always needs to balance rights against obligations, and with rare exceptions, on problem health grounds. Those refusing a Vaseline need to accept what everyone else does, or face the consequences. Yes, everyone else is getting the Vaseline. Just a few crazy anti-vaxxers. It is a critical moment, a point where we can either win the war with the virus and keep it down to endemic but minimal levels, or lose the struggle forever. So we either get the vaccination program done, to borrow a phrase, or risk many more lives lost, and never-ending stop-go on-off lockdowns every time some new variant appears and starts to spread like wildfire, because we know it's it's a very sneaky, fast-spreading virus, as the Health Secretary graphically puts it. Herd immunity cannot work unless the great majority of our population is inoculated. In the earlier stages of the program, it didn't matter so much that there were some who were reluctant for whatever reason. Now, with the appearance of the more infective Indian variant, and with the willing soon to be vaccinated, the tougher, stricter choices have to be taken. They need to be taken by those individuals who need convincing about the safety of the Vaseline, and millions of successful jabs should prove that point. But decisions have also to be taken by the community as a whole. Fortunately, no one's fundamental human rights need to be violated. No one should ever make vaccination compulsory for that very reason. It would be a violation of the human rights. So what this person is saying, we should have every right not to take the Vaseline, but you have to take the Vaseline. But those who decline to accept their societal obligations, as is their right, cannot expect life to be just the same as it ever was, and they can just go around spreading the virus to other people, vulnerable or not. The rest of us have rights too, including the right to life. Yes, you terrible anti-vaxxers who go around coughing and spreading this coronavirus. You all have it. All you anti-vaxxers have coronavirus, even if you don't think you do, but you do have it. We have to protect the wider population from ill health, death, and the lingering social impact of a fractured economy. Yep. Don't worry about our immune system. That's we've got to be protected from all that. Stuttering month to month, in and out of tiers and restrictions. Who wants that to go on forever? Of course, we could try to learn to live with the virus and the succession of more vicious variants, but it would cost many lives and tear society apart and break the NHS. Full-on waves of the plague like in the old days. As the Tory MP Mark Harper tweeted recently, concerning to hear government is entertaining the delay of the 21 June unlocking, causing massive problems for many people's livelihoods because some people won't have a jab, those terrible anti-vaxxers. Wider society's fate can't be sealed by the actions of a small group of terrible people, whatever their reasoning. Quite right, which is why the doubtful need to be persuaded and encouraged to do the right thing. There should be far more mobile drop-in Vaseline centres, door-to-door outreach, public information, debunking campaigns, choice of types of Vaselines and so on to reach individuals and communities who have missed out on this life-saving jab. But if they are really so insistent that the Vaseline is dangerous or an instrument of mind control or whatever, then they are free to go Vaseline-free, but not go around infecting, hurting, and maybe killing their fellow citizens with impunity. It is discriminatory, certainly, but it is fair discrimination, just as we only allow qualified drivers to be employed as train drivers. If we discourage irresponsible people from drink driving, as Andrew Lloyd Webber argues, or from smoking indoors, or polluting the environment, then surely we can discourage them from spreading a potentially deadly disease. Potentially. I love that. As I say, with rare exceptions of genuine medical justification, everyone who refuses a Vaseline could be a killer on the loose and should be judged accordingly. So there you go, everyone. Take the advice of this great man Sean O'Grady, an expert on anything about Vaselines and viruses and you name it. This guy knows everything. So how dare we not take his word? And how dare you anti-vaxxers do this to the rest of the community? How dare you make everyone suffer for your right to not take a Vaseline? How dare you? So I tell you right now, listen to what Sean O'Grady says. Roll up your sleeve and let's all get Vaselinated.